Hello and welcome. I'm Carol DeChaine. I am an intuitive, a spiritual guide for practical matters, and a Marconics multidimensional energy practitioner and teacher. Today and this whole month, I'm going to be talking about finding your self-confidence. Where do you find your self-confidence? I mean, some people, they're great, they're out there, and you're going, wow, they really have it all together. Where does that come from? But when you got to know them after a while, you might notice there are some cracks in that facade. And you might be surprised to see that those people who appear to be self confident really are really scared. They don't really feel as self confident as they allow you to believe, that they lead you to believe. Because you look at them and you go, wow, they've got it all together. But when you are dealing with finding things you want and going for stuff that you want to do, sometimes things don't work out. And sometimes they don't work out in a really big way. And you're looking at it going, now, why did that happen? If you look deeper, or perhaps if you take the step back and look at it from a third party perspective, you might see a series of, well, things that happen over and over and over again that you're going, oh, it's a pattern. I'm doing something to sabotage myself. I chose this instead of that. Every time I chose the way that was harder. Why did I do that? You're going to find that as you're going through life, we do that quite a bit. I mean, sometimes we choose, but sometimes check it out. What part of your life is it in? My part is always in my love life. I choose to take the step back. I choose to not participate. In the past, when I was looking at it, I went, whoa, look at that. I listen. I step back. I'm going like this. I could coach, which I am, instead of being part of it. So I can really see where therapists and psychologists and psychiatrists might do that on a regular basis in their love life because they do it in their job. So where are you self-sabotaging? When you look at things that you've chosen left instead of right, or yes instead of no, where is that pattern? What part of your life is it in? How does that feel to you? If it's obvious and you're looking at it going, oh my God, this is ridiculous, I see it 100%. Or maybe you have no idea. Sometimes when we sabotage ourselves, it can be so obvious that everybody can see it except us. Sometimes we don't see it because we're too caught up in what's happening. And we might blame other people for what happens to us, which is really easy to do because who really wants to take the responsibility for messing something up when you think you want something and I don't consider it messing up. I consider it a lesson to learn, a new way to go about doing it, maybe the scenic route instead of the direct path. We always learn and we can grow no matter what direction we go. But the stuff that feels like self-sabotage, where you don't allow yourself to have that love that you want, or that job that you want, or anything specifically that you want. Perhaps, for example, you have a job that you like but you don't love. So instead of working really hard at it and getting up on time and being there on time and being responsible and confident, you kind of slack off and go, I don't like it. You want another job that shows up in the company. And you're going, oh my God, this is my perfect job. But because you weren't on time or you didn't have a good attitude about the job in the company you didn't like, they would never hire you for the new position in the same company because you sabotaged yourself by not acting like you loved the last job, like you cared about what you were doing. And that's just one example. There are all sorts of things you can look at that you go, oh, this was a great relationship, but I didn't really believe it was going to last. So I started taking it for granted, going, whatever. He's going to, or she's going to end up turning on me anyway. So I'm not going to take the time. I'm not going to invest myself in this person because maybe this is the one person that's come out and been different. The one who would make you happy, which no one can make you happy, but it'll feel that way a lot of times when you go, oh my God, this person, they care for me. They do things for me. But if you don't reciprocate or respond, you might be self-sabotaging yourself in that particular relationship because you think they're just going to leave me anyway. Or, oh, they're too good to be true. Or, deeper than that even, I don't deserve it. What is it? Maybe you feel unworthy of it. So if you can look at why you self-sabotage, that will make all the difference. Not just what area of your life you're doing it in, but why do you do it? Are you afraid? Are you feeling you're not good enough and you don't deserve something? Are you feeling that you're not smart enough so you can't be dating the valedictorian, for example? Maybe you think you're not smart enough so you don't deserve the next job upgrade because you don't know what's going on. Instead of not learning what, maybe you need to go back to school and figure out, oh, what do I need to do to be good enough for this job if I feel that way? Then you can do something about it. That's why I feel weird about taking on this new job. I don't know enough. I need to go back to class. I need to take a few seminars. I need to talk to more people, get a mentor, find out stuff in order to be able to get from here to there. So if you find that you're self-sabotaging, know there's always something underneath it. It's not just, oh, I don't know. No, there's more than that. There's the I'm afraid. There's the I'm not good enough. There's all kinds of limiting beliefs that can come up. So work on those. Once you figure out what those are, you can do something. You can then step out and go, now I'm in control. I'm not, before you were in control by sabotaging it. Now you can be in the kind of control that you actually want to be in. The kind that says, I know how to get from here to there. I know what I want to do to make this work. And sometimes with relationships, all you need to do is step into the love. Step into the, I can love myself and I can love that person and allow them to love me. And everything will shift. That self-sabotaging little voice that says either you're not good enough or what if you fail or you're just like your mother or your father, all those voices can start fading with the proof that you have in front of you that you are good enough. This can work. Anytime you can become aware of what the cause is underneath the self-sabotage, then you can indeed make a difference. You can indeed shift it. You can work on it. You can get a therapist or a life coach or whatever it is that can help you find a way around that core issue, that button that somebody's pushed that makes you all of a sudden disintegrate and just have everything go wrong because you went, and that's what happened. It doesn't have to anymore, but you need to be willing to look at where things are going wrong and see if there is a pattern and see where it comes from. And if you don't know where, that's when you want to talk to someone specific. You may not know how to fix it, how to adjust it so it works for you, how to look at things slightly from a different perspective. And that's where outside help can come in. It's not as expensive as you think. You just have to shop around and ask people for help. And who do I go to? What do I do? It's not like 200 a session necessarily. You just need to check it. Check with it. How does it look to you? What do you want to do? Because those self-sabotaging ideas, those thoughts, those words that pop out of your mouth that screw things up when you're going, oh my God. Or if you sleep in and don't want to go to work, or you have all sorts of things that you end up doing on your way to the job so you're late consistently. Whatever it may be that you feel like, oh, I messed it up. Those are just self-confidence issues. And the self-confidence would come if you had a little more information about where that self-sabotage is coming from. You can be anything you want to be, but you need to realize where you want to go and what's holding you back right now. Because with those two things kind of figured out, you're going to still learn and grow about other parts of your being. And there's always going to be something that pops up to make you go, oh, now what? We're humans. That's what happens. We have lessons to learn, and things happen that you go, why did this come up, this block? I thought I had already faced this. It's just another level. It's another maybe slightly different issue that you hadn't worked on yet. It's all the way it should be. But if you're self-sabotaging and you want to stop it, your self-confidence will grow just by realizing what those things are and starting to work on them, because you'll feel better about yourself and you'll know that you indeed can be all that you need to be, because you have that choice. And isn't that a pleasure to know? Thank you for joining me. I'm Carol DeChaine. If you like what you hear, by all means, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also hear more on my podcast, Living Your Limitless Life. And if you want to know more about me, you can check out my website at connecttojoy.com. That's connect, the number 2, joy.com, and both links will be below this video. Until next week, by all means, know that you are already enough to have that joyful, limitless life that you desire.